6:20 is the time. Welcome back to Live Now from Fox. I'm Jeanne Francine. On this 4th of July, we are following some breaking news as it relates to the latest with Russia and Ukraine. Take a look. This is the latest video we are getting from our content partners this Friday morning. The information obtained from the Associated Press as they report waves of drone and missile attacks targeted Kyiv overnight into Friday in the largest aerial assault since Russia's invasion of Ukraine began more than 3 years ago. Officials confirming this information to the Associated Press amid a renewed Russian push to capture more of its neighbors' land. The barrage injuring at least 23 people and inflicted severe damage across multiple districts of the capital in a 7-hour onslaught. We're told blasts lit up the night sky and echoed across the city as air raid sirens wailed. The blue lights of emergency vehicles reflecting off high-rise buildings and debris blocked city streets. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky providing a quote saying it was a harsh, sleepless night. Russia has been stepping up its long-range attacks on Ukrainian cities. Less than a week ago, Russia launched what was then the largest aerial assault of the war. The strategy has coincided with a concerted Russian effort to break through parts of the roughly 620-mile front line where Ukrainian troops are under severe pressure this morning. Russia launched 550 drones and missiles across Ukraine during the night, the country's Air Force confirming that information with AP. We're also learning the majority were Shahed drones, but Russia also launched 11 missiles in the attack. We're getting a quote provided by the Associated Press from a wedding photographer who lives in Kyiv, who says her home was destroyed. She says, quote, "We were all in the basement shelter because it was so loud. Staying home would have been suicidal. We went down 10 minutes before, and then there was a loud explosion, and the lights went out in the shelter. People were panicking," end quote. The attack on Kyiv began the same day a phone call took place between U.S. President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin. Zelensky calling the timing of the strikes a deliberate signal that Moscow has no intention of ending the war. President Donald Trump said he would call Zelensky this Friday. U.S.-led international peace efforts have been fruitless so far. Recent direct peace talks have led only to sporadic exchanges of prisoners of war and even fallen soldiers. When asked if he made any progress with Putin on a deal to end the fighting in Ukraine, he said, quote, "No, I didn't make any progress with him today at all," end quote. As we continue to follow this news, the Russian leader emphasizing to the Associated Press that Moscow will seek to achieve its goals in Ukraine and remove, quote, "the root causes of the conflict." Russia's army crossed the border back on February 24th of 2022 in an all-out invasion that Putin sought to justify by falsely saying it was needed to protect Russian-speaking civilians in eastern Ukraine and prevent the country from joining NATO. Zelensky has repeatedly called out Russian disinformation efforts. So again, we follow this breaking news this 4th of July. If you're just now tuning in, the latest from the Associated Press as they report Russia hammers Kyiv in largest missile and drone barrage since the war in Ukraine began.